Hi and welcome back. It has been forever and a day since I have filmed. I have no words. This is my finale for my 2 weeks 1 palette of using the Lorac Pro Mega 3 and my intro for my new eyeshadow palette that I'm going to pick. I have been using this palette for the last 2 weeks ever since October 7th and I have fallen hard in love. For whatever reason, I always had a negative outlook on the Lorac shadows. Probably watching everybody try to pan the Lorac Pro 1, and I just never really gave them a shot. But whenever this palette came out, the colors in here were blowing my mind. And so whenever I saw that Ulta had it, I went ahead and ordered it because I don't have a neutral palette. Let me just throw it out there. I have a lot of bright colored palettes, but nothing that's truly a neutral palette because I've gotten rid of my Naked 1 and my Naked 3. And so whenever this came out, I was like, yes, those are my colors. They lean very pinky, but then there's also some really cool shades thrown in there. Like this olive color, some of the more purples. I don't know. I've also fallen in love with this formula. I am focused. This formula is so good. It layers really, really well on top of itself. It blends like a dream. I haven't had a single problem blending with this. The wear time is so-so. I do use Painterly as my base. The look is a little bit more muted by the end of the day, but as long as it lasts through a work day, then I am okay. It's not like I'm wearing my eyeshadow for 16 hours a day, you know? So yeah, I'm giving 2 thumbs up on this palette. I can't remember if it's still in stock. I know that they had some like in my local Ulta, but this is such a beautiful palette. So let me go over some of my favorite shades that I've used over the last 2. And I didn't get a chance to use every single one of these shades, but I did pretty well on using like the majority of them. I took Vintage and put it in my crease and blended it upwards, and then I took this olive and used some Max Fix Plus on and tapped it all over my lid with my brush and then blended that out a little bit, and like super easy look. I really like how that turned out. I've found myself, I used the Eggplant, Violet Gray, and Dusty Mauve for 2 or 3 looks. I used the Pomegranate once, and this crepe Toffee Vintage Hickory. Like this whole, I don't know, the whole thing is gorgeous, and it gave me very nice neutral looks that I felt a little bit more comfortable in for going to work. This palette's amazing. Also, my daughter saw this and I had some extra Ultimate Rewards left, and so I picked it up for her. And so for a 13-year-old to use it, and then me who's 33 to be able to use it, I think it's a very versatile palette. So I do have some eye looks at the end of this video, like a slideshow. I didn't take as many as I thought I would, only because some days I would come home from work just completely exhausted and all I wanted to do was take off my face. So I have a few looks, not a ton though. So here's the thing. I had a list of 13 palettes and I was going to choose between the Lorac Pro 3, Kat Von D's Metal Matte, and then the Mario palette, the Anastasia palette by Mario, or whatever it's called. I wound up trying the Kat Von D one for a few days and I hated it. I couldn't get it to blend. It didn't layer upon itself. The colors just didn't look right on me. And so I returned that one for $60. I needed it to completely blow my mind. And I hated the mattes in that palette and the metals. I thought they performed just like the Lorac ones with maybe a little bit more intensity. They just didn't wow me. That was an expensive palette. So I did return that. I no longer have it. So that one's out of my rotation. I'm back down to 12 picks for this 2 weeks 1 palette challenge. So out of the 12 palettes I have, I typed in 1 through 12. And generate. What does it say? Oh, 5. It chose number 5, and number 5 is the Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca palette. And I'm going to be honest, I really compared the metal mattes to this palette, and it just did not, it didn't live up to what this was or is. And I found quite a few dupey similar shades from all of my 2 Kat Von D palettes, which is one of the reasons why I returned the metal matte. So this is the one that I'm going to be using for the next 2 weeks. I have not used this in quite a while, like for a regular basis thing. I love this palette. I can get a lot of neutrals looks and then my pops of color, which I love color. So that's going to be really exciting. I'm super stoked to use this. Stay tuned after this for looks from the Lorac Pro 3. I thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye.